For years, us escape room creators had it easy, with every other video about an escape room being an easy debunk. But now, these creators are entering their developmental years and becoming competent, causing me to have to scourge the globe for the last remaining escape room still being uploaded to YouTube. Shorts. Why not TikTok? Well, it's all just screen capped footage of my friends debunking escape rooms, shamelessly cropped and split into 15 parts. So, humor me as we take a journey for the last escape rooms I could find so we can topple the king of them all at the very end, Camman 18. Because this most recent one is unique. Starting off, let's look at our first person we have to debunk. That being an unnamed diamond figure who makes questionable escape rooms at best. With this short being the first of many we're going to investigate today.
My friend threw me into this prison, you see, and said it's impossible to escape from here. First of all, there was only one hole inside the prison and it looked like a waterway. I got curious and tried to escape through the waterway, but it was so long that I couldn't make it. There was a chest inside the prison. Inside the chest were 2 blaze rods, 3 sticks, 2 strings, 3 cobblestones, 1 nether wart, 1 crafting table, and 1 glass bottle. I think I figured out what I needed to do to escape this prison. First, I crafted a brewing stand using the crafting table. Then I turned the remaining blaze rod into blaze powder and put it inside the brewing stand. I filled the glass bottle with water and placed it along with the nether wart inside the brewing stand. This way, I obtained an awkward potion. Now, all I have to do is combine the sticks and strings to make a fishing rod. With this fishing rod, I started fishing even though it was difficult. The only thing I needed was to catch a puffer fish. According to this chart, I have a 13% chance.
Then they explained they're going to use a potion of water breathing, and that's about it. Sorry I had to subject you to the AI voiceover for that long. But unfortunately, that's what all of their videos are like. It's very cut and copy and paste and content farmy. But luckily, content farms are great for debunking. Look, if we want to go through the simplest route, I say we stop quite a bit earlier from what he did. We're still going to make the crafting table, we're still going to craft the brewing stand, but that's it. That's all I'm going for. Because quite honestly, I didn't need to do any of this. I could do this, but I can even take it a step further and just place a piece of string over here. Like if I wanted to take long, I could just do this and manually like drain the water this way, which very easy, very, very easy. But say I don't want to take my time. Say I'm very much in a rush. I would just make the brewing stand and call it a day. Probably thinking, Watto, you're going to drown. What happens when you get to the end? So brewing stands have this funny thing called an air pocket, and they're breakable, so you can just breathe in them. But don't worry, this was only just a taste of calling them out. There is much more to come that is much, much worse. But unfortunately, since radiation can only be taken in small doses, I'm gonna have to stop you for there. And I'll turn your attention to another channel called Swirly Was Taken, where they released an escape room quite a bit ago that had quite a few easy cheeses. Let's see if you could spot them.
I locked my friend in this nearly impossible escape room, but if he gets out, I'll give him $1,000. All he has is a crafting table, furnace, stone, and some ores. So how can he get out?
Ooh, I know. Is it to collect the oak logs and then make a trapdoor, then climb out of the window where you're standing by? No, it's not. That works though, right? That is a solution. Okay, continue.
Alright, his first instinct was to try and mine all the wood so he could make a pickaxe and grab the iron. After he broke the ice, he made a trapdoor with the wood he had so he could try and swim through this tiny hole.
Oh, I see, okay. So he got himself a fence gate as well so he can breathe there so he could break the enchanting table and then escape. No, that's not it either. That's too simple. Oh, alright, well, what was your solution?
So how was he supposed to get out? The real way he was supposed to get out was by mining the wood and using it to create a wooden pickaxe. From there, he could use the stone in the corner of the room to upgrade that to a stone pickaxe. With his stone pickaxe, he could break the ice and then get the iron, and then use the leftover wood he has to smelt the iron and finally make an iron pickaxe. After all this, he'll have 6 planks left, and he can use those 6 planks to make a trapdoor so he can swim through the hole. And when he swims through the hole, he'll find the enchantment table, but with his iron pickaxe, he can break it just in time before he drowns and get out.
Look, that was honestly a fine escape room, but it did have a lot of cheeses. And if you want the cherry on the top, here's a final third escape that I found. So if you collect all 4 logs and then make a boat, 2 boats actually, and then a thing to stand the boat on, you can escape through no holes of the escape room and just through the ceiling. It's escape rooms like these that actually make me excited to see more escape rooms in videos, because this was clearly made with a cool interest in mind and just wanted to showcase it for their viewers. There's no desire to content farm, there was no tricking the viewer, it was just pure-hearted, look at this cool escape room I made. Another neat example on a different side of content is Joskvif, I don't know how to pronounce your name, with their parkour-themed escape rooms, which I do have to debunk 1 at least. That's kind of the entire point of the video. But I think innovation in escape rooms is what's going to bring it back into center stage, because escape rooms aren't doing too hot nowadays, if I'm being honest.
Minecraft's hardest escape room took me 6 hours just to do 2 tricks. I started off with just 2 wind charges with a pig and a ledge on the other side of the room. I realized I could use the wind charge to jump off the wall and get just far enough to mount the pig and finally get onto the ledge.
You know what? I'll admit this one isn't the easiest to pull off, but it is completely cheesable this way. But sorry, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
After getting onto the ledge, I had to do a really hard trick where I had to break the lead and then use the wind charge to launch the pig. When I say this trick was hard, I'm not kidding. It took me hours to make this jump. I then jumped and mounted the pig to cross the gap.
Oh no, the pig died and... Oh, I only have a spruce fence here now. Well, luckily you can still beat this escape room. Again, I'm not going to say this is the easiest to do, but it's possible.
Using F5, I saw the exit underneath the ledge. So I sacrificed John Pork and then I could jump around and exit the room. GG.
Look, was that the best escape room I've seen in my life? No, not by a long shot. But did it do something really innovative and kind of cool? Yes, I think it actually was a pretty good idea. And to show good faith, here's another one of his shorts that is actually pretty cool. It mixes parkour with puzzle solving. I won't show you the entire thing because it takes a bit of time, but go to their channel and you see the rest. Let's move on to an escape room creator that you might have seen in the past month, because I had two really popular escape rooms that caught my attention. One that features a 2x2x2 box, and one that features a bed, a silverfish, and a piece of obsidian. So let's see what Dan7's got.
Can you escape a 2x2x2 bedrock box with only one stack of blocks? It can be any block you want, but it has to be a solid block, which means ender pearls, lava buckets, hoverfish are not allowed. On the surface, this escape room may seem like an easy task, but it's really not. Alright, so the block you're gonna take is actually just oak logs, that's all you need. What you're gonna do is make some oak planks, make a crafting table, and then craft a boat. I lied, sort of. The solution is to use the boat, but the method we use to actually place this boat down in this very confined space is quite elegant. We know that you can't place a boat in a 2x2 space when you're standing in it, so we have to somehow create more space. What you're first gonna do is use the wood to craft some trapdoors. Place the trapdoors on the wall, and put yourself into crouching position. But now you still have nowhere to place your boat. What we need to do now is somehow get to the top of the crafting table. So what you're gonna do is craft two oak slabs. Place one slab on the floor and one slab on the roof like this. And shift your weight using the trapdoor into the slab space. So now how do we climb up to the second block? I mean, you can't break the slab on the roof, as that will cancel out your life position and bring you into sleeping position. The solution is to craft a chest. Since the chest block is slightly shorter than the regular block, you can climb onto it, and then you can get onto the crafting table. But now that you're on the crafting table, you still don't have enough space to place the boat. What you have to do now is perform a near frame perfect placement of the boat the instant you break the crafting table. Place a boat and hop into it. Contrary to popular belief, in a condition like this, we actually can't face through the bedrock walls because the corners are filled. But what you can do is suffocate every time you exit the boat. So now just spam click the boat, suffocate until you die, and you've now escaped. I spent like 2 hours thinking of this puzzle, so if you thought that was cool, please subscribe.
Also contrary to popular belief, this escape room could be done much easier, and you probably thought of one way already, but I have two. The other one you probably don't know about. We're gonna do the same start that he did, but I'm gonna chop off a few steps and make life a lot easier. Alright, that was easy. No, seriously, that's all you need to do for this setup. Now you can suffocate, or you could just, clip through the ground. There we go. Easy as that. Don't look over there, that's the intro to the video. But the other method is probably what you were thinking about, which is the path of least resistance, because why do something hard when you can just do it easier? I know, crazy philosophy I have here. There we go. I'm out. Didn't even take me 2 hours. Didn't even take me 2 hours to brainstorm. I just saw this and it came to me. No offense to the escape room. I think it's a pretty cool idea, but it was a little overcomplicated for no reason. But luckily the next escape room is a bit harder to cheese. In fact, this is just a text showcase because I wanted to invite a friend onto the video.
I think I just created one of the most disgusting escape rooms ever. Not because the escape room is hard or anything, the escape room is very simple. It only consists of a 2-block tall bedrock box, an obsidian, a slab, and a silverfish. So all you have to do to break out is break the obsidian, right? Well, yes, technically all you have to do is break the obsidian, stand on the slab, and hop out. So what makes that hard? Well, it takes 250 seconds to break obsidian by hand, and you have to do this while constantly dodging the silverfish, which is technically possible. If you die, you just respawn back in the prison and try again. But can't I just kill the silverfish? Well, if you kill the silverfish, there's no way to jump 1.5 blocks after breaking the obsidian.
Wait, right there. That's why I have to prove him wrong.
There's no way to jump 1.5 blocks.
Never speak in definites near me. I will prove them wrong. The escape room is fine, aside from this bed not actually respawning you in the prison. No, seriously, if I do that, it'll just respawn me on the bed. But it is actually possible to jump 1.5 blocks in survival mode. Now, can I do it? No, I cannot. But I think I might know a guy who may.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kobe, and this is 1e-7 stepping, a glitch that lets you jump up 1.5 blocks. Basically how it works is whenever you move into this wall, you try to step up this block. But because you hit the wall, your stepping movement yields the same horizontal distance as normal movement, so the step doesn't happen. So if you can cancel normal movement, but keep stepping movement, you'll step up the block. And to do this, I stand less than 1e-7 away from the wall, since moving less than 1/10 millionth of a block cancels your movement. That's basically how it works, but if you want the full explanation, I have a video on my channel. Because of the specific requirements for this glitch, it only works with a handful of setups, but a slab and 2 blocks happens to be one of the setups it works with, so this escape room can be cheesed.
And with that, I actually managed to do it myself, so while this may not be an intuitive cheese for the escape room because it is very technical, it is still very cool, and is a neat party trick if you ever want to show anybody. Remember how in the beginning I said we were moving into more competent escape rooms? Well, the next person I'm going to be talking about is an exception to that. I mean, along with the guy that's next to my head. The diamond one, not Cam Man. Because this next one is from a YouTuber by the name of Clevo, and if their name sounds familiar, Canadian briefly touched on them in their previous video. And they specialize in a certain type of escape room content that's,
Dude, wake up, we're in a Minecraft prison.
well, I would say satirical at the best, and hysterical at the worst. But without further ado, I'll show you the ones that I think actually had some intention put behind them first, and then move on to the ones that don't have any.
Can you escape this Minecraft room? As I opened the chest, these were all of the items that I had. So first off, I used the free wooden logs to make a crafting table. Then I used the rest of the 8 planks to make a boat. Yeah, and since it was snowing, I made a wooden shovel with all of the oak planks that I have for me to be able to gather snow and make snow blocks. Then I used the glass pane and placed it into the wall. Then I used the iron bars and placed them into the wall. Then I placed one of the snow blocks I gathered into the wall. Then I crafted 2 pots with the 6 bricks I had. I placed 1 pot in the wall. Then I placed the other. I was thinking of gathering more snow, but then it stopped snowing. So I used my spare boat to escape. And that's how you escape this bedrock box.
So I realized I never hit the record button for the previous escape room, so I'm redoing it. But to give you a hint on how easy it is, just need to make one change. There we go. All right, that's a better height, a much better. All right, where were we? Oh yes, these items. So this escape room lacks a fundamental thing called item conservation. And many escapists will talk about it and mention it in their videos because it is so important. But essentially what it's saying is that any blocks that you use that could be picked up, you should probably be doing that. It'd be a bad idea if you didn't. In this case, it's the boat and all the materials. I'm picking up this crafting table because I can pick it up again because I can just get to the next level with the boat. Using oak slabs instead of oak blocks because I don't want to waste materials. I like doing corner to corner method. I know some people like to do side to side, but you know, I'm a fan of the corner to corner. I'll do this side though. There we go. Nice and easy. I know this isn't as far of a drop as the video, but you get the point. You're saying, Watto, that was too easy. You can't just do that. Okay, I get you. We're gonna not use anything except for the boat for the wood, which, while harder, is not impossible. The setup for this is a much more tricky thing, and honestly, it's not intuitive for the escape room, but I was just illustrating the point that it is possible, and it is generally feasible to do. So even if you only had a boat as your wood source, you would still be able to make it. You wanna know the beautiful thing about snow? You could place blocks on the sides of it, and it'll stay up. So there you go. That's how you escape this without the wood. It may not have been the most clean or the most flashy, but it's possible, and it's fairly difficult to do. But luckily, that's not the escape room. I modified it. But an astute viewer will notice that I haven't touched the main thing this escape room focuses on, the snow. So I decided to challenge myself. Only the shovel and the boat. And I'm not gonna boat clip out, don't worry. And well, I guess the chest, which is pretty important for this escape. Look, I know in the video they say that the snow runs out before they can collect more, but that's, I think, kind of a band-aid fix because it'll snow again eventually. If time is not an issue, it's very easy to do this, and this is my first guess of what I would do if I had to use a shovel. First snow blocks going all the way up there, and I'm not going to do this, but I think there is a much easier way to do this. I could put it all the way up there. You're like, Watto, how are you going to go up there? I simply am just going to latch onto the snow. So this could be really tall. I mean, even up there is possible. Okay, well, if I place the block. I put that way too high. But the point still stands. You don't have to even be at it to place the boat on it. It's just a quirk of Minecraft. But let's say you didn't do that. Oh no, the weather cleared just before I could collect the snow on top of the snow blocks. Oh, so sad. You could still escape this with fairly enough ease. Again, make sure to collect the chest. And I continue to not talk about this for the entire And there you go. And you probably in the comment section are commenting how you could do this without any of the snow or the boat. And I'd love to hear solutions, but I'm not going to go through every single solution that this escape room has. That would take hours. Oh, don't worry. As the passage of time continues, the quality of the escape rooms get less. And this will be the intermediary point between decent escape room and just shitpost. So let's take a look.
This is the hardest Minecraft prison ever. You might think that you might be able to escape it, but let me tell you why it's impossible. Well, now that I think about it, the only way to escape is dying, cause like, you might respawn somewhere else since there's no bed here. But anyway, the items that I was given in a chest to escape were basically all of the items that I'm currently collecting. So I decided to break all of the chests for me to be able to stack them up with the jump boost potion. There was nothing else to place, so I was like, yo, I really can't escape this place for real. And I was like, nah, there wasn't any hidden chest. I just know it, bro. Like, there really isn't. This is actually impossible. Like, no player in Minecraft can escape this bedrock prison.
That was a lot. Okay, on to the debunk. A big part of debunking is finding an easier solution than what they show in the video. However, for this video, there was no solution being shown, so I just came up with my own that was really easy. All you need for it is the potion of leaping, the bedrock, the chest, and the wood. I keep calling this wood, but I keep cutting it out. It's a chest. I know it's a chest. It's just I for some reason call it wood. However, if you saw escape room videos before, you know pretty much what I'm going to do. Fire tick damage lets you get a little bit higher each time when you jump. So this jump is normally impossible. I get a little fire tick damage. And there we go. We have the bedrock left to spare, and I hope I don't burn to death. Hey, I lived. See, it's easy. So realistically, you can go another extra 4 blocks up, or 5. This escape room wasn't too bad to debunk because there was no solution actually even given. Now let's take a final look at the Clevo channel, and I'm sorry to say it's fallen a long way from the escape room tree.
Yo, where the heck am I?
Dude, wake up, we're in a Minecraft prison, bro.
Dang, bro, that's crazy. How do we escape?
Like, I can't break these blocks, and there's this weird pond.
Yeah, and it's still full of vent portal frames.
We're trapped, bro.
Wait, hold on, I just got an idea. This pond is obviously suspicious. There has to be a chest or something. Let me collect a block of dirt, and now we plant a sack.
Alright, I'll stop it right there because all of the solutions are just get a tree, and it's clear that they aren't taking escape room seriously, and by no means are they required to. They are more taking it in a artistic route. However, there is someone I do want to come back to. A specific diamond creature that I have yet to name for a very specific reason, who has 3 other escape rooms that I want to debunk because they are a doozy in and of themselves.
I think my friend got a bit mad at me and this time sent me a prison that's impossible to escape from. This prison was really small and completely sealed with bedrock. Escaping from this prison might be really difficult. There was a chest in the room. Inside the chest were 9 oak planks, 1 stick, and 11 iron. I actually understood what I needed to do, but it was a bit risky because if I couldn't escape with the things I was going to craft, I'd be stuck here forever. But I guess I didn't have any other choice. I crafted a crafting table using the planks. I crafted a minecart using 5 iron. I crafted rails with the remaining 6 iron and 1 stick. And finally, I crafted a boat.
Wow, I love being in bedrock cubes that have an easy escape method. You already know what I'm going to do. Why would they mention a boat in a video? I mean, it's kind of like they're asking for it, but who cares? I mean, I don't care. We'll still do everything as normal, make the minecart and all that fun stuff, but the new important thing is just getting to the surface because I feel like this is much easier to do and less moving parts. It does require some timing, but I didn't even try to do that. I didn't even need the boat.
I was now ready to escape from here. Since rails can't be placed on chests, I used the crafting table as a block and placed the rails so they would hit the wall. I placed the minecart at the very top of the rails. I placed the boat right in the middle of the rails and pushed the minecart onto the boat. This way, the boat actually ended up riding on top of the minecart. I broke the minecart, and due to a game glitch, the boat's hitbox ended up inside the wall. This way, I got on the boat and passed through the wall, escaping from this prison.
All right, fine. You know what? What if there was only the boat? Like the only thing you'd had was the boat, no minecarts. You know what? This is lazy. I'm not doing this way. You see, in 1.21.5, there's a very specific angle you have to do this at, and then you push it into the wall. But eventually, you can get yourself to clip through the wall. Thank you, Art3141, for finding this. Thank you, Nonexla, for refining it and making it accessible. But this was method 2, which was the boat clip that allows you to clip through the wall. Or you could do the one I showed earlier where you clip through the floor. Whatever one you prefer. All right, I'm warmed up. Hit me with the next one. How bad could it possibly even be?
My friend sent me this prison and told me I'd really have to use my brain to escape from it. When I entered the prison, I was surrounded by iron doors and rooms on all sides. I only had 1 lever in my inventory. I started using the lever to enter the rooms one by one. The first room I entered had a chest, but it was empty. I figured figured I'd probably need to use the chest as a block, so I broke it. There was actually a hidden light gray glass pane inside the chest. When I entered the second room, there was an ender chest, and inside it were 1 cobblestone and 1 stick. In the third room, I found a hidden hopper with a single sand block inside. And finally, I entered the fourth room, but I couldn't find anything. This room was the only one different from the others, having a greater height. I think this was the room I was meant to escape from the prison. First, I crafted another lever using the cobblestone and stick in my inventory. Then, I searched the room for a hidden redstone contraption. I tried placing the lever on every block one by one and activating it. I tried this throughout the entire prison, and after about 5 minutes, this happened. The bedrocks here suddenly turned into cobbled deep slate. I broke them and a small hole appeared. I placed the glass pane under me and used the room's height to put the sand block on top of me. This way, I switched to crawl mode and managed to escape from the prison.
This one is really easy to debunk, but also hard to because there's not much to debunk. You open the door, you get the lever, whatever. Anyway, I'd like to point out they had to put these items in their ender chest, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't want it to be here. I don't know. If you wanted to break it with your fist, you could, but all that gives you is 8 obsidian, which you can't really do much with. Also, you can just break the iron doors. They give iron doors as well. You don't need the lever at all. It's just more of a formality. So do with that information with what you will. And if you think it's unreasonable for me to be breaking the iron doors with my fist, keep in mind they made them break the cobbled deep slate with their fist, so fun. You also don't need this extra height. In fact, there, that should be good. And now all we need to do is this. And we're out. No extra lever. I mean, if you're wondering where I use the lever, I just, place it here. You don't have to craft another lever. But oh no, I broke my glass. I can't escape. Don't worry, you can escape. It's actually pretty simple. You just need to do the door crawl glitch and use the obsidian or the cobblestone or any block for that miler to stand on and then get yourself into crawl mode and then you'll be sent down into the iron door. Move over to this side, click the lever, and you're out. Then you even need the glass pane. You can even make the life harder of the next person that goes through it. All right, and we are almost done with this guy, so great. Just one left, and then we can be done with him forever.
My friend trapped me in this prison and said if I manage to escape, he'll subscribe to my channel. Inside the prison, there was only 1 chicken, 1 dispenser, and 1 target block, and I had to escape this parkour using only these. This parkour was too big for me to jump across. While I was thinking, I saw the chicken lay an egg. I quickly grabbed the egg and threw it at the target block on the ceiling. A lever fell from above. Then I tried using the lever to find a hidden redstone system or a door. I looked around for about 10 minutes, but I couldn't find anything. Then the chicken laid another egg, and I picked it up again. I wondered if there might be another item above, so I threw the egg at the target block again. This time, a slow falling arrow fell from above. I immediately put the arrow into the dispenser and activated the dispenser by using the lever. Thanks to this, I got the slow falling effect and easily escaped.
Actually, I had an idea. Why am I doing all the debunking? These are shorts creators. I should just get a shorts creator to debunk them for themselves. That's why I invited RNGs to try this escape room because I couldn't be bothered to do it. Essentially, this is an escape room that I stole from the diamond block guy. You can start now. Have fun.
Okay. So it seems to have a chicken. I just need like 1 block to get up. Am I able to reach this? Oh.
No, you're not supposed to. No, that's cheating. Hey! You can't do that. Oh, darn.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, now you could try again. You could try again. Surely this escape room doesn't have multiple flaws. That'd be terrible.
Okay. Is the target block essential though or no?
No. Well, for the video it was, but I'm sure you can figure out another way out. I don't know which side's your face, but it's fine.
Okay. Why did it give me? Is there more? Is there? Oh, okay, that's all. Arrow slow falling. Is that all that has?
I accidentally gave you an extra lever, but it's fine.
Okay, so a lever wasn't supposed to come out of that.
No, a lever was supposed to come out of that, but
but
it wasn't supposed to be down here. But it's fine.
Okay, so I'm guessing. Oh, I accidentally put the lever in there. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, so then I do that, and then I...
Yay! You did it! Congratulations! Yay. You're smarter than the guy who plagiarized other people. Oh, right! That's what I forgot to mention. Yeah, this guy plagiarizes off of another person. This guy named Kebap Shorts made a video about how this diamond block guy just stole from him shamelessly. This Kebap guy had a Turkish channel where he uploaded videos, and the diamond block guy literally stole them scene for scene. So that's why I have not said their name in the entire video and obscured them from any form of crediting. It's not because I hate crediting, it's because I hate people who plagiarize other people. And especially in this manner when they claim it as their own. And since the YouTube copyright system can't do anything about it because it's not actually stolen content, it's recreated content that's just stolen, they will never get punished for it. So that's why all these escape rooms feel so uninspired and simple. It's because it comes from someone who's uninspired and simplistic. And the only truly bad shorts have come from this guy. Everyone else has made pretty decent escape rooms with quite a bit of thought put into it. But every single short from this creator has just been soulless. There's been no playtesting and nothing really to stop the player from just doing whatever they want. This is the epitome of content farm, of soulless content. Hell, they don't even use their own voice. In fact, I only found this channel a few days before I was about to edit this video, and I saw it was a goldmine because of how lazy it was. I don't like being rude, but I also don't like when other creators' work is taken and rehashed as their own without any crediting. I won't go full content cop, this is just a small segment of this video, but I wanted to point it out at least. But I digress, let's move on to the rest of the escape rooms. Alright, so what do we have next? What's next in the debunk list? It seems we have something from a small creator by the name of Virus RJ. Honestly, this looks genuinely impossible. I don't see how you could beat wait a minute. Oh, this is Bedrock Edition. Oh, sorry, false alarm. There's nothing to debunk here. This is Bedrock Edition. I think that means only one thing is left to do. It's time to check back in on the GOAT himself, CamMan18. This is the only escape room he's released in a long time, and he claims he's gotten the smartest Minecraft YouTuber to play it. And in true CamMan18 fashion, there's only one way to solve it. I think that's what I'm about to prove, or prove against. So let's see what the master has cooked up.
This is the best Minecraft player, and I trapped him in a 5-block tall bedrock box with a crafting table right outside, 6 cobwebs, and a saddled pig named Cornelius. All he gets is 5 bamboo, a stick, a slime ball, a nether brick fence, a carrot, a piston, and a fire aspect 2 gold sword with 11 durability, and his only goal? Escape.
Don't worry, even Feinberg couldn't solve this escape room. The all-knowing CamMan18 had to swoop in and save their poor damned escapeless soul.
But it was already far over. What he had to do was use the leftover string and slime ball to make a lead, place the fence on top of the box, and hang Cornelius. But then ride on top of him and use the carrot on a stick to slingshot himself to the top, escaping with ease.
Alright, so I've recreated the escape room almost block for block and made sure that it had everything that CamMan18's video had. Do you know what? I could do it in less blocks, I think. And arguably simpler, I think. I don't know. To me, I feel like this is a little simpler than whatever CamMan was doing. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's too hard. Gotta jump a bit. All we need to do now is nudge Nardelius and then get back on him. Simple as that. Come with me. Oh, I didn't hop off in time. But yeah. Pretty simple to beat. You don't even have to craft a fishing rod or use the carrot. And again, 3 raw pork and a saddle from that. Pretty easy. But if I'm being honest, the person I'm debunking here isn't CamMan18. I'm debunking you, the viewer, the commenter. I'm sorry I baited you into watching this video for CamMan18. And CamMan18 you will get. But the comments, oh, the comments are what drew me to this video. Because as you could probably tell, I couldn't find much wrong with the escape room. Just one simple cheese and a way to get out. All to just save this pig's life and then kill it again. But you, on the other hand, had quite the peanut gallery to say. So let's see your awesome solutions to this escape room. Because once Ken made that first video, now everyone thinks they know everything about Minecraft and everyone's so confidently wrong. Bro never heard of scaffolding. A few comments mentioned scaffolding, and while I appreciate the effort, it requires 1 more bamboo to make scaffolding.
Canadian. Bro, just teleport by clipping through the wall with the pig.
I appreciate you trying to reference Ken with this one, but you need a little bit more than just to have a pig with a saddle to get to the other side of a bedrock wall. You have to have something to land on and it has to make sense for it to go there. Bruh, there is not a crafting table, and how did he craft wool? I'm sorry, are we not watching the same video? There clearly was a crafting table, and you craft wool with 4 string.
Did you forget about
Also,
boats?
just make a boat and vase through the wall.
A boat from where? Where is there any materials to make a boat?
Build with bamboo. I swear these are scripted.
Couldn't you use the 5
Bro, you
bamboo
could just
to
stack
fill
up with
you
the
can use the
bamboo.
bamboo.
Man, it's 5 blocks.
Build up
Just
with
build up
bamboo.
with
Okay, wasn't there
bamboo
5
in one
bamboo? Did I miss out on a group hallucination or something? When did it become common knowledge that you could just scale out with bamboo? Because last time I checked, you can't place bamboo on bedrock. I'm sorry, I don't know if Ken confused you with his last video. This is red sand. You can place bamboo on it. This spawns naturally. You cannot place on bedrock. Trust me, I'm hitting the right click button and nothing is happening. Who is spreading this information? Ugh. Sorry. Where was I? Look, I know it's easy to dunk on Cam Man because he makes a lot of escape rooms, or at least he used to, that were pretty low quality, easy to debunk. But just because that has happened doesn't mean that all of his escape rooms are debunkable that easily. For a lot of these, you have to do some digging. Not everything will just be hand given to you. That diamond guy was only so easy because it was so obvious. They were a content farm. They didn't put any effort into it. Almost everyone else had to build the escape room to proper proportions to make sure that the escape room was being done right, and I didn't think a cheese existed when it didn't really exist. So I bring you a cautionary tale. Make sure you know what you're debunking, and make sure you get your facts straight, because if you don't, people are gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna laugh at you. Not really, but it takes away your credibility. And before anyone goes commenting, oh, maybe it works on bedrock. It doesn't work on bedrock. I tested it. You could see it right here. But look, I don't want to stunt your creativity, and I don't want to quench your passion for debunking. But half of debunking is thinking before you comment. That's why debunking videos are usually scripted, because who's gonna look stupid if I get a fact wrong? Me. Only me. Have fun debunking, but be smart about it. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our channel members. I hope you have a lovely day. Stay safe, stay educated, and see you later.